Let's talk education. Let's talk education.
Hello and welcome to another Let's Talk Education, a production of the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development and Labor. My name is Chris Satney. In today's program, we speak with Glenroy Cumberbatch, who is the Chief Executive Officer and Registrar of the Caribbean Examinations Council. So, welcome to our set and welcome to our program.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir. We're getting introduced to you, so tell us something about Mr. Glenroy Cumberbatch.
I was first appointed to the Caribbean Examinations Council as for registrar in September 2007, and I took up the position of registrar in December 2014. I've been in education for a very long time. I started teaching when I was about 17 years old, and has been in education throughout as a teacher, as an education officer, and as a senior education officer, and finally as a deputy chief education officer.
Mm-hmm. You've mounted a visit to St. Lucia. Tell us about that visit. Why now?
Well, we're in St. Lucia as a part of going around to our stakeholders. Our stakeholders are very important to us. CXC is one of the better known names in the region. Mm-hmm. It is a household name, and we want to ensure that when we have any activities, any plans, any decisions that we want to make in taking CXC further, we discuss with our stakeholders to get their input, get their feedback, and to get them better understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. So far we have been in Jamaica and Anguilla, and now we are in St. Lucia to continue that process of engaging our stakeholders.
All right, as part of your tour to St. Lucia, what have you undertaken and what have you been exposed to as far as the landscape of the Caribbean Examinations Council is concerned?
Well, we've had discussions with the Minister and his leadership, PS and Chief and so on. We have also had discussions with the officials at the Ministry of Education. We have had discussions with third form students and their parents. We have had discussions with the teachers' representatives. So we've had discussions on the private sector associations. We have had discussions with them. In each case, we are trying to understand from them if what we are providing to the students who in the end become potential employees, are they coming to the market ready for the jobs that are available? Do they have the requisite skills, knowledge, and attitudes that are required in the workplace? So we're getting feedback from the employers on that. We're meeting with the South Alois Community College this afternoon, and part of that is to find out, do they bring the requisite skills to the college in order to benefit from the college education. So each group, we are looking at how we can better prepare the candidates that go through CXC for the next stage of their education.
I know that you've met with the Minister for Education, that is the Honorable Dr. Robert Lewis. What did he convey to you as his chief concerns as regards to CXC?
Well, there's some concerns, and one of them in particular is how do we provide better for some of the students? How do we ensure that a greater number of students can benefit from what is available? We are looking at making a lot more learning materials being available online, or study guides, or syllabuses and so forth, to ensure that all the students have access, all the teachers have access, the subject reports and so on. He's also, we look at the SBA for maths, and he was concerned that we were taking a long time to implement the SBA for mathematics. That, however, will be implemented effectively in 2016 for first examination in 2018. So we are providing it. The SBA is a very powerful tool in getting students not only to build knowledge, but also associate the knowledge with things that they do. So the MAPS SBA, for example, will be looking what in your environment, what in your home, what at your school, what in your community, that you can identify with a topic in mathematics. Many of the students, they do mathematics, but they can't see the relationship of mathematics to the things that they do every day. By having an SBA that tries to link the two together and to link the curriculum and the instruction in the school, would give students a better understanding of mathematics and what it does.
I know you just mentioned students, and I know just not too long ago you met with some of their parents and with some of them.
Yeah.
But how does it feel to be in such kinds of forum? What does it provide for you?
Well, it is very invigorating. It is good, it is exciting. Cleveland did an excellent job in the session we had just now on their careers, on their choices and so on. And it is really good to hear what parents are saying. First, lots of parents are not aware of some of the subjects that CXC offer. So it gives us an opportunity to mention some of the subjects to them. Sometimes they're not aware of the opportunities that are available to students. We do quite a lot of performing arts, art and design, and those other subjects. But most students focus mainly on English, mathematics, maybe the sciences. But what are the opportunities available in the workplace? What are the opportunities available to persons who go into secondary school in 2016 September? They're coming out 7 years later. That's 2023. Would the jobs that they are thinking about on entering school in 2016 be available in 2023? Or would they be different jobs? What is happening in terms of the economies of our country, of our region? If you look at first world economies, they spend lots of time, and a lot of the economy is built through sport, through arts, through cultural development and so on. Our economies are still very much restricted to tourism and maybe financial services. So I think parents need to understand that opportunities will be coming in various areas, and as such, they need to make selections for their students that would help them to make good use of those opportunities.
Definitely. Go ahead.
But bearing in mind that education is first and foremost about developing good citizenry. And we always need to focus on that. So even in selecting subjects, it is important to know that first of all, we're building a citizenry. We're building people who are better persons, for better families, for better communities, and to build a better country. And if we focus on that, we'll be doing a good job. Once we have developed them, and our CCSLC program is an excellent program that's trying to develop that
Definitely, we will talk about that, and I'm interested in that right after the break. You're in tune to Let's Talk Education.
Need to get a new passport or other important civil status document and don't know how? Want to check on a payment from government? How about when to pick up your completed driver's license? Looking for information about a government service? Don't get frustrated searching for the right number. Just dial 311, a unique, easy to remember number for non-emergency requests. Our friendly agents are on 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Friday to help point you in the right direction in both English and Creole. 311 is just one of the ways to access government services. One call, total access, dial 311.
And welcome back to Let's Talk Education as we continue our discussion with the Chief Executive Officer and the Registrar of the Caribbean Examinations Council, that is Mr. Glenroy Cumberbatch. So we were talking about reaching the students and ensuring that they make the right choices. And you did speak about, before the break, about a particular program, that's the CCSLC. Break that down for us and of course tell us what it's all about. Yeah,
the CCSLC is a program that is designed for as a foundation program.
What does it stand for?
Forms 1, 2, 3. Really.
No, the CCSLC?
Pardon? Oh, the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence. And that is what it is about. It is a program in which the governments of the region, the Ministry of Education of the region, approached CXC about creating this program for the first 3 years of secondary school in particular, and to make sure that people have some level of competence. On average, there are each student writes about 3 subjects at CXC, on average across the region.
Yes.
Which could mean that you leave school with 1 certificate, with no certificates, with 2 certificates, and at no stage would you have any evidence of any competencies that you would have developed at any point in your school life outside of the school. So there's an opportunity for people to have some kind of qualification that demonstrates the level of competence that they show while they were at school. Secondly, the CCSLC program is a prerequisite for the CSEC subjects. So when you do CCSLC English, it builds the foundation to go on to do CSEC English. You do CCSLC Maths, that is the foundation that is required for CSEC Maths and so on. In addition, CCSLC builds the foundation for technical vocational subjects and for CVQ in particular. So once you've done this program, you have developed a set of competencies, and in particular, the soft skills that the employers say they want. The skills in communication, the skills in teamwork, the skills in problem solving, the skills in critical thinking. We recently got evaluation or recognition from the NARIC, which is a recognition board in UK, to say that CCSLC, when they look at CCSLC and similar programs in UK, in Australia, in Canada, and in the US, that CCSLC is one of the better programs they have seen of that kind, and that it has great potential for developing the skills that I mentioned: communication, problem solving, critical thinking. So in a sense, we are helping students develop all those competencies, knowledge, skills, and attitudes that are required to build their education system.
Is the CCSLC being offered throughout the school system, or is it just for outside of the school? Just trying to clarify.
It is offered within the school system and also outside the school system. Why is it offered outside the school system? Because there are people who did not benefit from their school.
Yeah.
So they went to school for years and they have nothing to show they didn't benefit. So in the Second Chance program in St. Lucia.
So you see it as a second chance?
In St. Lucia, for those persons who have not gone to secondary school and have nothing to show for it, you need to begin at some point. So you begin at that level and then you build and go up. Since it is a foundation qualification, it is better to begin with your foundation qualification. Then you can add your CSEC, your CVQ, or any other programs. We've just had a presentation for the Boys Training College where we provided some books for them for the
the Boys Training Center.
The Boys Training Center,
yes.
Where we provided some books for them, for the boys to use in
tell
the
us about
CCSLC program. Well, the Boys Training Center is a center that tries to work with the students. And part of the process is to rehabilitate persons. You know, you just don't put them away and leave them there forever.
Yes.
When they come back, they should be better prepared. And remember, education is about developing good citizenry.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, we have to have people who contribute to the social and economic development of the country. So while they're there, it is best to prepare them, give them the skills, the competencies, the knowledge, and so on, that they then can become good contributing members to the economy and to the country.
I mean, it is remarkable to see how this program has been put into use and, of course, being administered even to boys who are troubled, and that can help rehabilitate them. Of course, which other demographic will utilize that program? And we just have 1 minute left in that segment of our program, so probably you could wrap up with that line.
Yeah, I think basically any persons, it doesn't matter. We have persons in Guyana who are adults. We had people in St. Vincent who are adults, who all did not get any qualifications when they were in school. And they're beginning with the CCSLC. Once they complete CCSLC, they move on to CSEC. And they are on the upward movement in taking a good opportunity of what is prepared and presented to them.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being part of our program, and thank you for being here with us. Of course, we will speak with Mr. Cumberbatch in our part 2 of Let's Talk Education. I want to thank you so much for being part of it. Check us next time. I'm Chris Satney on behalf of the entire team. Until next time.
Let's talk education. Let's talk education.